Hi everyone. So I have my, what month is this? November? Yes, November favorites for you today. Ooh, just blanked out there. And some of it is pretty similar to last month's. I don't know, I guess I had another month in a row where I felt like I was really enjoying things. So we get two favorites videos 2 months in a row. Crazy. So I'm just gonna get into it. I did do a video getting ready with the stuff that's on my face, which is some new things and some favorites. So if you want to see some of these kind of favorites items in action, then I will link that below. I have a random one that I'm just going to get out of the way now because I don't want to forget, and that has been tea in general. I have historically always been a coffee drinker. Tea on an empty stomach for me can sometimes make me queasy, but I'm finding that it kind of varies on the type of tea. I still don't really love tea first thing in the morning. I have lots of reflux with the pregnancy, and honestly drinking anything, any liquid in the morning is hard. So I just wait after breakfast for a while, then I have a cup of coffee. Anyway, then throughout the day I've been having tea more often just because it has if I'm having like a black tea or oolong, it's a lower caffeine content than a full cup of coffee. So I might have one regular cup of coffee during the day and then just have some tea throughout the rest of the day. So I've been really enjoying the oolong tea from Bigelow, really enjoying like English breakfast black teas and the oolong, and then the decaf black teas in a variety of combinations. So that's kind of my random. I've been chugging this throughout the get ready with me, and it's an oolong obviously. And this is a cute little mug I got at Target here recently. It says warm and cozy. I just really like the finish of it and that it's dark on the inside. They had one that was, I think, a similar finish to this, but it said like caffeine is the new black, which I thought was kind of cute. But it had a white or a light colored inside, and you know, they get so dinged up if you use a spoon at any point in them, and also, you know, they can stain a little, and it's just, I'd rather have a dark inside to my cup. But anyway, otherwise I would recommend this. It was $5. It was nice. Usually I buy things on sale with Target, but this one I liked enough to buy full price. A couple things that I think are carryovers from last month's favorites. The Naked Basics palette, I'm still really enjoying that. This is the original one. And I have a combination of Walk of Shame and Naked 2 in my crease. I have Faint at my lower lash line. And Venus is in my inner corner, kind of inner lower lash line. Just still really enjoying this, combining it with other stuff. Let's see, also still really liking this Laura Mercier Ponytail brush for putting the crease color in first and then going in with the lid color. Still also really enjoying this Morphe M500, though you can see the last time I washed it, I did not use a brush guard, so it just like fluffed out like crazy. I've really been liking this e.l.f. matte lip color in Natural. Natural's probably the least worn color of the three that I have. Tea Rose is the one that I've worn the most. And I do have Natural on today. I feel like it's just a nice, I don't know why I haven't worn it more recently, or more, no, I don't know why I haven't worn it more in the past. There we go. I feel like it's a really nice, easy color. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. Seems kind of in the middle, and it's not too dark. So really liking that. It's looking a little bit shiny because I do have a balm underneath it. I have a recently obtained, but I'm really enjoying it, the Nux Rêve de Miel. Yeah, this potted balm. I got this to replace what I use at nighttime currently I'm trying to finish this Paula's Choice Lip and Body Balm. I'm really close, but holy moly. I like this better. I also like that when you wear it alone, it has quite a matte finish, which is really nice. And it does have kind of a pleasant scent, etc. I've only had it for a few days, but I've been really, really liking it. Mascara-wise, there are two things actually that are kind of my favorites, which is bizarre. Usually I'm not really excited about mascara basically ever. It's very functional. I feel like I can usually get more or less the same thing, same look out of almost anything because I have, you know, good lashes. They're not great, but they're pretty good. They're somewhat thick, somewhat long, naturally curled. Yeah. So I feel like I don't need a whole lot out of mascara. But I've actually really been enjoying this Lancome mascara, the Hypnose Drama one, which is what I have on my top lashes today. I hate the smell, hate the smell, hate the smell. But I got this out of that Lash Stash Sephora kit from earlier in the year. I must have bought that. Not this most recent sale, but the one in springtime. And I've been putting off opening this one because I knew I hated the smell of it. So I breathe through my mouth. I do not breathe through my nose when I'm applying this, and it does kind of linger, but I feel like now that I've opened it several times, maybe it's getting slightly better, or I'm getting better at ignoring it. But anyway, it just like globs on a ton of mascara really quickly, and it can definitely get very clumpy quickly, but I don't know, I've been liking the little bit more clumpy of a look, I guess, and I've just been liking how that's been working for me. And also, since everybody was talking about how much they like this, I went ahead and gave it a try, the CoverGirl Supersizer mascara, and I too also really like this. It doesn't quite give as much volume as that Lancome, but it's also not going to be so clumpy, so I like the way it makes my lashes look. Another thing that I have been enjoying is adjusting my foundation and tinted moisturizer and whatnot with the Makeup Forever Chromatic Mix Liquid Pigments. So what I have on my face today is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra in 90. I know what color this is. It's the 90 Ivory N. It's the lightest shade and it's a new shade. And so I've been enjoying this even more because the lasting power for this is great for me. And it doesn't settle into my pores. The formula on this works wonderfully, but it's a little bit more on the pinky peach side, and it's also a little bit dark. So what I've been doing is adding the yellow, and this is in the water base. I have the oil base of the white just because the water base was sold out during the VIB sale. But nonetheless, it seems to be working okay for me. At first I thought it was kind of messing with how the foundation wore, but at least now it seems to be working well. So I do one like small drop of the yellow, which will make it a little bit darker, but it does make it more yellow toned. And then two kind of drops. This is a lot thicker, so it's hard to really quantify a drop. But in the Get Ready With Me, I do show how much of each one I put in. And so this is kind of double of what I put into here to compensate for the extra kind of deepness this adds. And also just trying to lighten the foundation a little. And I feel like the color that I'm getting right now is a little bit more matching my neck. More so, a little better. I think so. I've just been really pleased so far with the results with it. It hasn't messed with how the foundation sits on my skin because my issue has been in the past with the white foundations, like from Illamasqua, the Skin Base in white, and also the Face Atelier Ultra Foundation in white, is that those formulas don't really work well for my skin, so it can take a foundation that was previously not really settling into my pores when I put it on to make it settle into my pores. So that's pretty obnoxious. Another thing I've been liking a lot, so it's really nice that those don't do that. I also found that I can mix the white into my Paula's Choice Tinted Moisturizer, the Sheer Matte Tint in level 1, which is a great formula. I can put it on with my fingers. It doesn't settle into my pores, and it gives me some coverage. I can add the white to it and still put it on with my fingers, so that's awesome. Definitely cannot do that with a white foundation, because that tinted moisturizer is just a little too dark for me. Paula's Choice Brow and Hair Tint, and this is in Fawn. So I do like this for my brows quite a bit, but what I really like is using it as the more hair tint, and that's for my roots. I color my hair, and so it's kind of like a double whammy. The roots come in a more I would say the color fades fairly warm, and then my roots come in looking really cool tone, and then I also have a fair amount of white hair around my hairline. So this does have hold in it because, I mean, it's what you would expect with a brow product. And I have used other brow products in my hair in the same way, but I feel like this color is a little bit nicer, but primarily what makes this a lot easier to use is the brush. So it's got more of like this, kind of like a brush, as opposed to just a typical mascara wand. So I actually like that kind of brush bristle for both my brows and for putting into my hair. So I did also show how I use this into the Get Ready With Me in my hair. And I think it really helps just because since I have the white hair around my hairline, it tends to make my forehead look like it's expanding when they're coming in. So I really feel like it does help me a lot to just get that darkness back in there without having to dye my hair again, because I am 38 weeks now, and Colin was born at 41 weeks. So nobody really wants to commit to whether or not they think that I'm gonna also be late with this baby or not, but I'm not holding my breath. So I'm trying to like put off kind of some of this maintenance stuff until the very end, just because I know I'm not gonna have the time or energy to dye my hair, get it cut, etc. So that's why I just got it cut this weekend on Saturday, and why I have not dyed it yet, because I want to color it at the last moment possible. So maybe next weekend I will color my hair, because the roots are getting a little crazy. But this is very nice as a kind of hold me off until I'm ready to color again. I think I'm getting close to the end here, or maybe this is the last thing. This one's very disorganized. I'm just at my vanity kind of looking around, surveying, like, what have I really liked using lately? Whew. So this is old. This is quite old. The packaging does not look like this anymore. I'm sure that some people would be horrified to know that I'm still using this really old product. But it's the Laura Mercier Eye Basics in linen. And I've been using this instead of primer on my eyes. And so, again, used it in the Get Ready With Me, but it's a really light color. So it's kind of like being able to put in my brow bone highlight and get some primer action. And kind of tone down the freckles, tone down the veins, give me a more an even base, just in one step. So this is definitely lighter and more peach compared to Soft Ochre from MAC, and it's not as like dark and pink as something like Painterly. So Soft Ochre is, it's kind of dark. So I do feel like I can take it up to my brow bone, but I'm gonna need to put a shadow over it. So I feel like that got super washed out. Here is Soft Ochre, and here is Linen. Linen's kind of blending in with my skin nicely. Yeah. So I just have been really liking this. I feel like when I got it originally, which was a long time ago, I had issues with creasing. I don't have issues with creasing anymore. I don't know if I'm using it differently, if I'm using the right amount. If my eyelids are just less oily, that's certainly possible. The rest of my face has gotten drier with the pregnancies and everything, so who knows? But it's working well for me, so I'm happy about that. And I also use this in my Get Ready With Me, and it is the IT Cosmetics Airbrush Precision Smudger Brush number 124. This has been on my list to buy for a really long time. They don't carry it in store at my Ulta. They have a really super small selection of brushes at my Ulta, of the IT for Ulta brushes. I just haven't purchased a lot of online orders, and I don't know, I just kept passing it over. Couldn't make a decision on it. So I finally just said, you know what, just buy it with this last 20% off. Really glad I did. I like this in so many different ways. I like it because I primarily bought it for using at my lower lash line. Reviews said it was really soft. My lower lash line is like super sensitive, and so many brushes, like especially, you know, a typical pencil brush with goat hair, those I find very pokey. And so I had bought the, bought this Ecotools like day to night something set. Partially because of this brush, mostly because of this brush, but because it's synthetic, so it's going to be very soft. Ecotools brushes are very soft. This one definitely has a lot more give to it, and it's a lot pointier. I like that this is more round and stiffer. And interestingly enough, I thought that I would prefer something a little fluffier, but I find this one being a little bit more stiff. I can use it for more things. So like today I did kind of the outer lash line with a powder and then pulled it up into the crease a little bit. So I've been using it more in the crease more than I anticipated, just because it kind of blends and places color in a really small way. You know, I don't have to worry about, because I'm heavy-handed and because I have limited space underneath my eyebrow, I often get a little crazy with crease colors. So this is really nice for kind of blending and placing. And then at the lower lash line, it also, for the reason I bought it, it works really well for me. So I've been super, super happy with this, and it's not an expensive brush. It's like, I mean, not super expensive. It is a very small brush, so it's not quite like drugstore pricing or anything, but it's not like so many of the actual IT Cosmetics brushes, which are so expensive. Like the big ones are like $50, which is crazy. I find it hard to swallow. But this one is like $12, maybe a little bit more. So I feel like it's very, very reasonably priced. It's lower than something like a MAC brush, a little bit higher than something like a Real Techniques brush. So really glad that I purchased this. So now that, I believe, is it. That's everything for my November favorites. Let me know if you've been enjoying anything in particular in November. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you celebrated. And we also have the rest of the holidays coming up. So let me know if you have anything exciting or fun planned, if you've started decorating yet. I have not. I feel like I need to do that now, like in the next couple of days, so I can enjoy it for a little while. And, but I need to do it when Colin, he's not a baby anymore, he's over 2, is asleep because of the boys. He's going to be all up in that business. So yeah, I need to get on that. It's just the motivation and the energy is really low right now, and that's why the videos have been so slow to happen. I apologize. I wish I could be one of those like awesome YouTubers who like pre-records a ton of stuff before they have a baby, and so it's like they're still with you, and it's not going to happen. I'm pretty sure there is going to be a break when the baby arrives, and that's just how it is. So I hope you will understand that. Yeah, so anyway, that was kind of whiny. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you soon.